Hello witches, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do some spell work. Now we are going to do a road opener spell. There's been a lot of movement going on and a lot of stagnation going on depending on who you are. I have had a couple of people ask me about a road opener in relation to Hekate. So this is a variation on something I have done. This is going to be budget friendly. If you're interested in a road opener spell, then you know what? This is the video for you. Before we get too deep into this video, I want to remind you guys to check out the links below. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, you can do that as well and get early access to content. It's only 99 cents right now. More developments to come if you saw my vlog. Now, enough with that. Let's get into it. I think when we're talking about road opener workings, for me, I have always done it with saints. Now, if you saw my Crosses to Keys video, you will know I'm not vibing with that right now. It's completely on the back burner. So when talking about a road opener, I think nobody relates better to opening roads than Hekate. She is the goddess of the crossroads. If we look at her iconography through antiquity, and anybody who knows anything about Hekate, we relate her majority of the time to two things. Number one, the crossroads. Number two, keys. And to equate those to unlocking doors and opening roads, I think the symbology is not lost on anybody. Now, of course, you can look at dogs and torches and the triple goddess and all of those things we can talk about, but they're not prevalent to today. Today, we are doing a road opener. I think she is the perfect goddess to work with if you are trying to get through blockages, if you're trying to open roads, regardless of what it's for. Love, money, career, who cares? Let's unlock the gates, right? We are going to work with the goddess that exists in the liminal space. She is the keeper of the keys, and we are going to tap into that energy today. So without any more chitter chatter, let's get into it. Before we get into the ingredients, I do want to touch on something really quickly. If you already saw my misconceptions video, you will already know all this, but I just feel like it's necessary to say this in my first spell work video that involves Hekate. The information that I'm about to give and how I do this is based on my personal gnosis, my UPG. Okay, this is based on my own experience, and I will be upfront with that. A lot of what I share, most of what I share, is based on my UPG. It is not all found in antiquity. It's not all based on factual evidence of what we know of the goddess. And a lot of what we see on YouTube, Instagram, websites, regardless of how it sounds, I would say 85% of what you're going to see is based on UPG. And I think it's important to tell you that, because if you are going through this video and watching this working and you don't agree with something or it doesn't resonate with you, change it. Follow your instinct. If you already have a relationship with the goddess, that is the relationship that is most important. Do what feels right. I think it's necessary to say that. Now, let's move on to the spell. I'm a candle whore. I love candles. I think they're perfect. Specifically, when working with Hekate, the iconography of torches is, again, super prevalent. So candles, I think, are a perfect connection in any type of working you're going to do. For this, I would say orange or yellow. It's all about opening roads, manifestation, growth. Now, what type of candle you want to use is all up to you. If it's something you want to do quickly and move on, if it's something that you feel like it's a small problem and you need a little nudge, you can use a taper candle. You can use a chime candle. If this is a working you're going to want to do over days, maybe a novella will work better for you. Follow your intuition, assess your issue, assess the blockage and what road, what path you're trying to open, and let that guide you as to what type of candle you're going to use. The next thing you're going to need is a key. Now, the key obviously is super symbolic for Hekate, and we are talking about opening roads, blockages, closed doors. Okay, so we want that key so that we can open those doors, we can walk into those spaces ready to take advantage of the situation, of the opportunity, to open the door for opportunity. So the key is super important for symbology into the road opener, and also the connection to Hekate, and this being one of her sacred symbols and something that's very recognizable in modern day witchcraft. The next thing we're going to use is cinnamon and bay leaves. This is all about protection, growth, success, speeding up results. Now, again, you can make this as complex as you want or as simple as you want. These are just the bare bones, budget-friendly version that I think most people can do, and they probably have a lot of these things already at home. The next thing we're going to do is honey. Again, a connection to Hekate, but this is also to help sweeten the communication, sweeten the journey. We want the doors to open. We want that opportunity to seem enticing. Okay, so we're gonna need honey for this working. We're also going to need water. The water is all about clarity, amplifying the magic, getting it as amped up as we can. So those are the ingredients. Enough of the talking head. Let's get into the magic. We are at the Hekate altar. We have our ingredients ready. I did decide to also pull some oils and some ash that I have from a previous ritual on the red moon to incorporate into this working. Now, again, this is just the way I do it. I'm still heavily influenced by past practices, so you may see a lot of those elements come through today in this road opener spell. But we can take a look. We see our bay leaves, our cinnamon, we have our key. We're gonna also grab our petition. Let's go ahead and get into pulling this together. Here I have my petition written. This is really important that we write our intentions. On this paper, you need to be clear and specific about what path you want to open. I am just taking also the opportunity to anoint this petition with Hekate oil. As I do that, I really am wanting to hold on to my intention. I want to look at that road that I want opened, that opportunity, and I'm visualizing that happening as I am placing this petition in the bowl. I'm also going to take the opportunity to add some more oil. Now, this is a successful as fuck oil. This is also really important. I want to bring in that success rate. I want this to work. Now we're going to bring in our candle. Again, I chose an orange candle. You can choose whatever color you want. This would look a little different if you're going to use a taper or a chime candle, so just keep that in mind. But the way that I'm going to do this really works best with a novella. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more oils to this candle as well. I'm just adding Hekate oil, and I am also going to add some ash to this candle. Now, as I'm doing this, mentally, internally, I'm thinking about that road still being open, keeping that visualization active in my mind while you're creating this working. That's super important. I did also add some double fast luck oil, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to energize this working. No matter what kind of spell work you're doing, clear intentions are the most important thing. What you're wanting to achieve needs to be clear, cut, and straight and to the point so that it can manifest and work as it should. Now, we're going to move on to water. This is not the witchy vibes at all, but it works. You can also use variations of holy water, whatever speaks best to you. I will advise, do not use the spiritual water. Spiritual waters are highly flammable. Do not do that if you're going to do a working like this. It is not safe. If you are going to do that, please use supervision 100% of the time, okay? I'm dumping the water in. The water is purposeful. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to amplify this working. I'm infusing my intention into this water. I want to amplify this working, and the water can help me do that. We can also use things like mirrors to help do that as well. Now we're going to get into the herbs. Now, However you want to do this is fine. You can speak and activate each herb, which is what I'm doing. You can set a purpose for each one. Right now we're adding cinnamon. We are adding this to the water. I am now going to also grab some bay leaves. I'm going to put it around the candle. It's going to go in the water as well. I really want this to be encapsulated by all of the energies, all of the forces to open those roads, and cinnamon and bay leaf is so good for clearing obstacles, inviting success. So I'm going to put all of those herbs in the water, and they are going to stay in there until the completion of this spell. I'm now going to go ahead and add the ash to the candle. This is ritual ash from the red moon. It is a ritual in which both Lilith and Hekate were invoked, and it's super powerful, and I would love to use it. I think it's perfect in any Hekate working, so I added that. I'm also going to add some oil to the water. This is a Hekate oil. I want her blessing on this, and that is what I'm doing. I'm calling on her to bless this working for me and open those roads. Next, you're going to take your key and you're going to hold it tightly in your hand. The purpose of this is really to visualize that locked door opening before you. Feel the blockages breaking away and the path clearing. This key is something you can carry with you as a talisman, or you can bury it at the crossroads, whichever speaks best to you. Remember, this is about opening roads and unlocking doors. So this key, again, is very symbolic of not only Hekate, but the action in which we want to take. A lot of times when people are talking about working magic in the name of Hekate or pulling her in, that you have to take something to the crossroads. And while that can be ideal, not everybody has the ability to do so. So do not get hung up on the logistics. Again, this is a road opener. The key carries so much symbology. Use it as a talisman. Carry it with you. It will be effective. Honey also is very indicative of Hekate. You can dip your fingers into the honey and touch your lips, saying something like, "May my words be sweet, my steps be light, my fortune smile, and bless my sight." Again, the symbology is very important here, and we're also sweetening up that ability to overcome these obstacles and open those doors. Everything has now come together, all of our elements. If you want to add anything else, now is the time to do that. You could also add sigils to this working, would be very powerful. A mirror, any of those things would add to a road opener. But now that everything has come together, it's time to light our working. When you do this, you can chant with intention something similar to this: Hekate, keeper of the crossroads, guardian of past, old and new, I call upon your guiding light to clear the way and lead me through. You can also use your own personal chants. Any sort of prayers that you have would be perfect for this. And you want to focus that energy heavily into this working, manifest it, and keep this action alive. Remember to burn this all the way down. You can dispose of the water at the crossroads if you so choose. Do what works best for you, and that is our road opener. Also, please make sure to practice fire safety at all times. And that is the road opener spell. Before we close out this video, I wanted to add a couple more things. The first thing that I wanted to say before we close this out is, regardless of what type of spell you're doing or what your intention is for this road opening spell, it is very important to add action to the magical working. And what I mean by that is, if you are looking for a better job, don't just do this spell and move on. Do the spell, actively search, revitalize your resume, network. Magic always works the best when we are pushing magic and also taking action in this physical world on the plane in which we exist. Those two things together help push the magic forward. So I think that's important to tell. There's other aspects that you could also add into this type of working, such as Sundays are a good day to start this working, and to close this working, it's all about success and new beginnings. Wednesday is great for communication and starting new paths. You can tap into those things, even adding in planetary elements if you'd like to do that. If you're interested in the moon phases, waxing is perfect for growth and a full moon for breakthroughs. Another important aspect to this working is to always ask Hecate's blessing, or if you're going to modify this for a different deity, it is important to give offerings, to acknowledge, to ask, to show reverence for the deity or the spirit in which you are working with. You will see that I did have garlic cloves on the altar. So it's very important to offer those things to the deity that you're working with, the deity that you're asking to help push this forward. In my opinion, magic opens the door, but it is up to us to step through it. Magic can help present those opportunities. We have to be intuitive enough, self-aware enough to see those opportunities and walk to them, to grab them by the balls and take charge. If you're going to use this working, I encourage you to comment down below. If you've done a road opener working with Hekate before and you use different ingredients, I would love to hear about that. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, join the channel if you would like. And until the next video, my beautiful witches, I will be seeing you at the crossroads.